Gordon's whistle. Gordon was cross. "Why should Henry have a new shape?" he grumbled. "A shape good enough for me is good enough for him. He goes gallivanting off to Crewe, leaving us to do his work. It's disgraceful. And there's another thing. Henry whistles too much. No respectable engine ever whistles loudly at stations." "It isn't wrong," said Gordon, "but we just don't do it." Poor Henry didn't feel happy any more. "Never mind," whispered Percy. "I'm glad you are home again. I like your whistling." "Goodbye, Henry," called Gordon next morning as he left the shed. "We are glad to have you with us again, but be sure and remember what I said about whistling." Later on, Henry took a slow train and presently stopped at Edward Station. "Hello, Henry," said Edward. "You look splendid. I was pleased to hear your happy whistle yesterday." "Thank you," said Henry. Smiled Henry. "Shh! Can you hear something?" Edward listened. Far away. But getting louder and louder was the sound of an engine's whistle. "It sounds like Gordon," said Edward. "It announced me Gordon, but Gordon never whistles like that." It was Gordon. He came thundering down the hill very fast, and his whistle was likely broken and it needed to be fixed. As it was broken, he almost felt purple in the boiler. He didn't look at Edward and he didn't look at Henry. He whooshed through the station and disappeared. "Well," said Edward, looking at Henry. "It isn't wrong," chuckled Henry. "We just don't do it." And he told Edward what Gordon had said. Meanwhile, Gordon was still whistling. The noise was very awful. It was hurting everyone's ears, including mine. At a big station, the noise was awful. Porters and passengers held their ears. The fat controller held his ears too. He gave a lot of orders, but no one could hear them, and Gordon went on whistling. At last, he clambered into the cab. "Take him away!" he bellowed, "and stop that noise!" He whistled as he crossed the points. He whistled on the siding. He was still whistling as the last attentive passenger left the station. Then the tugboat's 10 cents and sunshine came with some metal to knock his whistle valve into place. And there was silence. "That's fixed it," said 10 cents. "Oh, that noise was very awful," said Sunshine.